Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I've had a few people ask for some videos on my system that I've built over the last few years. It's pretty much just been a few years worth of gear just all put together. So pretty much we'll start off with cases, a Cool Master Cosmos 2 Ultra Tower. I pretty much have not seen a case that I would prefer to this one. I have reviewed some other cases in the past, but I just find this one just the way it looks, just how sleek it looks. There's a lot of cases out there that I just think are too square in that, and the modding potential on this one is huge. So I'll show you some of the things that I've done to this. First off, it has the clear side panel. Now I didn't buy this, I decided to make it because there are some people offering up to $200–300 to buy this side panel off them. I thought stuff that. I went down to local hardware shop, $50 bit of Perspex, and just traced around the existing one. Even did the bend, if you can see that in it as well, to follow the side panel. So that worked out pretty well. I was really happy with it. It looks like it was made professional. I'm not saying that I'm a pro, but if you just take your time, you can get great results. So I'll just take that off. Alright, so that's the first thing I did, the side panel. Next off, you can probably see the interior is sort of rather white. I don't like sort of having just the standard black sort of metal casing that you get inside cases, so I pretty much just decked it out with white plexi around the sides and the basement tray. Also the PSU cover that just slots in there. It sort of just pushes in and that covers that. So there's a Corsair AX 1200 in there, not the I. Just the standard one. I've had that for a few years now. Alright, moving along towards the bottom, we'll just have a look there. So pretty much I painted everything white, all your little hard drive covers, all those things I painted white. I just grabbed some hobby paint. It's not the cheapest around, but I find it does the best job. Alright, so I've added a fan on the side here. Which is velcros on. Pretty much I need to have that fan because I have two RAID cards down the bottom. I have a dual 10 gigabit network card in the middle, and they just get red hot. Those two RAID cards, they're designed to have forced airflow on them, so without forced airflow they do get very hot. I've had them running up to 99 degrees before, and that is rather hot. That's per card as well. So they're pretty much just the LSI 9268Is. I've got another external storage array that connects to this. I'll show you this in the second part of this. That's got about 50 terabytes of storage in it, and this has about 20. I didn't want to put too much storage in this because the point of having the external Norco storage array is that I can either take that with me or not. If I go to a LAN or something, I can either take this or I can just take both. So it does save on weight. So I've got about 20 terabytes in this. 8 1.5s terabytes, a few 2s, a few 3s, and whatnot scattered around. So this side is my clean side. You'll have a look at the back later. That is pretty poor for me. I'm not too concerned about cleaning up the back. It is a nightmare because those mini SAS cables are just impossible to clean up. The next card on top is a HD 7970. It's a gigahertz edition. I bought this heat killer water block with the backplate on it, and pretty much pulled that all apart, disassembled it, painted it white, put it all back together, and I think it turned out pretty sweet as well. The board, if you're wondering what this board is, it's an EVGA SR2 running two 6-core Xeons. I clocked them up to about 3 gigs, so it does perform pretty sweet. I did a benchmark in this and it was actually faster than my other PCs, a 3960X with a GTX 680, and in Grid 2, I know Grid 2 is designed for ATR AMD a little bit more. This actually performed a little bit better than the NVIDIA system, so I was quite impressed how well these Xeons actually perform, even though having 24 threads for gaming really would be useless, but I do use this for other stuff. I use it for Hyper-V, After Effects. I got 56 gigs of RAM in here. The reason why I want to stick is these two are red. I'm pretty sure one of my channels is busted, and I have to have a really weird RAM configuration to get up to 56 gig going, because the top one's 8 and it doesn't actually officially support 8 gig of single sticks of non-ECC, so I've kind of sort of fudged it up a bit and having the two bottom or this one channel dead. I'm pretty sure that's running in dual channel mode, but I'm pretty happy with the performance. I don't really think I'm going to notice much between triple and dual channel. So pretty much, yeah, this long bar, just crystal link. Well, they call it crystal link, but I just went on YouTube, not YouTube, I just went on eBay and got some clear acrylic. You can buy the Bits Power SLI adapters or the Crossfire bridges, but they're really short and expensive. Just go on eBay and just type in or search for clear acrylic tubing, and then you just get the right thickness you want, and you can just buy them in the meter. So you can just cut it with a drop saw, hacksaw, and then you just put a nice bevel on it so it doesn't cut the rubber in these adapters. So that turns out really good. You can just sort of cut it to however length you want. As you can see, these ones here between the two CPUs, that would have been a nightmare to try and get if you bought them pre-cut. So that makes it easy. That's pretty much it for this side. The next side is probably better. I might just turn it on and see if we can see. Pretty much the top is standard. I've just painted the top mesh white, the same as the front, which I'll show you. I'll just see if you can see that. Yeah, you can't really see those lights, but there's two LEDs behind here. So this clear bit of plexi, the edge really lights up blue, and this here behind the SSD all lights up blue as well. It's also a good trick if you put a slight little bevel on the edge of the plexi, the light will really show through where it's been cut or where it's been sanded, not so much on the face side, so that looks good as well. The reason why I went blue is like my theme is red and white, but if I went with red lights, I kind of think having everything red, it just doesn't sort of show off what you want to show off. So I kind of had the lights a different colour, and it kind of, yeah, it doesn't sort of make everything sort of fade into each other. I might just turn that off, it's probably booting into something, who knows. Alright, so that's that. I'll spin it around and we'll look at the front. Alright, I'll just check the camera and see if that's in focus. Yep, that looks pretty good. So pretty much front, kept it the same really, just painted the front white. I did get a scratch on in like the first day, so I have to refix that. And this is the mesh, so this is the same as what I've done to the top, just painted that white with that same hobby paint, which works out really well. And then if you, damn, it doesn't really go down too well anymore. So I pretty much got a coolant, that's got a triple D or a D5, something in there, a little pump. It's probably just enough to do my system. It's not a huge sort of powerful pump, but for the room I've got, I wanted something small. And then I just pull this sort of, I had to make this little cover, and that's just a full port which has about 100 mils of tubing, and then I just pull it out, fill it up, and then there's two hard drives in there like that, haven't locked them. And that's pretty much that side there. We might just have a look at the back. And this case probably weighs, I don't know, 40-50 kilos. It weighs a ton. That's why it's on this little trolley thing, so I can move it. Well, it's actually a small rack cabinet, and it allows me to move it. I'll just make sure that's in focus. Alright, that looks pretty good. It might be hard to see. It's a bit darker here, but not much is shown. They haven't really done anything to the back, don't really need to. As you can see, dual Tengu Never card, Asus Zona D2X, or whatever it's called. Two RAID cards. I had to get a little external adapter, so that's what ports my RAID card to the rear. I'll just show you how you connect those. So I actually use these external mini SAS cables, and then you just plug this into here. And then that just goes to a SAS expander. So the SAS expander sits in my my Norco 24 drive Norco. That just goes in there, and then that will power another 28 drives in that system. So I'll show you that as well in a tick. So that's pretty much it for that. You're probably wondering with these tubes and what this is on the side here. That's actually a radiator I mounted on the side. Just another quick look on the top, on the front. I've actually got a triple 120 radiator at the top. That's pretty much all I could fit in here with the amount of drives that I got. So I really needed to do something radical for the cooling. So I kind of whacked this enormous. It's a phobia, however you pronounce it on the side here. It's a 1080 Extreme. Actually pretty cheap. About $120 it was, then plus shipping, so it wasn't too bad. I'll just see if that's in focus. Yep, yeah, so it's pretty much 3x3 or 120mm. I've added some plexi on the top and around the sides to neaten it up a bit. And now this is just screwed onto my side panel. I'll turn this on again. I did put some LEDs behind it. You might not be able to see those too well, but just those ones you buy on a reel and you can change the colours. For some reason, ever since putting that AX1200 in, my PC turns on and turns off straight away. I think that's quite common with this board or people running that power supply as well. I'm not too concerned. So I got this little switch as well. So I rigged this side panel up, or this radiator on the side. So I thought if I'm going to destroy the side panel pretty much, I thought I might as well do it in style. So I added a, does add sort of a crap load of weight. I added this electronic actuator on the side of it, and I can sort of open it pretty much 90 degrees of the system. Like, it is pretty crazy. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, so you can see the LEDs now. Yeah, so I can open up 90 degrees of the system for extra airflow if I want, and then I can just close it back on the side. So the actuator is about $90, so I thought for $90, and I can do this, I thought that was a pretty sweet idea. It does add a heap more weight. It's probably like 5-6 kilos just in the radiator. I wasn't quite sure if the side panel was going to support it. I did sort of reinforce the inside of the side panel, but other than that, it still clicks in fine. I guess if you really banged it, it might come out of the clips, but apart from that, it actually works really well. And then I just close it up, and for transport, I just sort of close it up a bit tighter so it locks in. Alright, so I just turned that off. The purpose now for the quick disconnect links on the back is so I can take the side panel on and off, which makes it easier, because without being able to do that, the side panel will only open about that much and I wouldn't be able to do any work on the back as well. Alright, so I find these really good. These are the Coolants ones. Pretty much they do not leak at all. You might get maybe one drop when doing it, or a little bit of liquid, so there's a little bit there, but nothing really wrong. See another little drop there, but nothing too much of an issue. Now I reverse these, so this is male, female, female, male, so I can go that way, but I can also put this one back on like that. It does look a bit weird, but I can join it back on and continue the loop. So if I wanted to turn the PC back on now with this off, I still can. It'd probably run a fair bit hotter. I probably wouldn't do any gaming or whatnot while that's like that, or I'll just run it in winter, because running that triple radiator on its own up the top would be a bit much. I'll just pull out the side panel. So still the same way, you just pull that out and then it slides out. Then I just got to disconnect the fans. I just managed to port the fans through one Molex through the side panel. I didn't really want to drill a hole through the side panel, but it was the easiest way. And then just comes off the same way, just like that, and that's it. Probably the heaviest side panel I've ever lifted. Alright, now that is my bad side. Alright, that's really clear, you can see that. So yeah, pretty much I've even got two laptop hard drives I just jammed in the back for extra storage. I've got another SSD down the bottom just sitting there. That's actually my OS drive. I didn't have really any more room to do that. So there's about 16 hard drives in here all up. And these mini SAS, like, they're just so thick. That's just one SATA cable, and I got 12 of those running in there. With this EVGA SR2, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 PCI Express. We need 3 6-pin PCI Express for the motherboard, and then 2 8-pins. I know you don't have to use them all, but I thought, what the hell, I'll use them all. Then I got my VGA card, needs 2. So that's 7 all up. So it takes a few. Then you got your 24-pin. And probably the worst thing with this board, because it's so big, it pretty much comes up to, see all these motherboard, all these grommets, they're all blocked by the actual board. So I've either got to go up at the very top, or I've had to cut a hole down the very, very bottom there to get cables through. That's pretty much it for that side, nothing too special there. Probably no need to focus on that. What I'll do is I'll grab the storage array that connects to this, because I had some people asking about that before. It's not really unique, it's just handy to have because it doesn't actually need a motherboard or anything to get it going, because it connects directly to this. So we'll just grab that out and we'll have a look inside that. Alright, so this is my Norco 24 drive storage sort of system. It can take 24 drives at the front, 6 rows of 4, and then it's got a SAS expander inside it. It takes it's a 32 port SAS expander, but you lose a few due to uplinks and that, so you can get 28 drives maximum out of it. And I've had to put 4 extra drives inside to get me 28 drives all up. So they're a mixture of 2 Ts, 3 Ts, and 1.5 terabyte drives as well. I've got a HX 1000. Probably don't really need a Corsair HX 1000, but I had it spare, so I thought I'd use it. I'll just get a close up on that, and we'll show you what the back looks like. Alright, so I got a close up on it. I put the lid back on. It just comes with this flat lid. I put some carbon fibre film on it just to make it look a bit better and sort of protect it from scratches. Alright, so you can see inside a little bit better, hopefully. Yeah, that looks alright. So pretty much SAS expander, it's just a Chemro, as I said before, 32 port. It just needs 1 Molex to power it. So you don't actually need a motherboard or anything. There are some SAS expanders that require power from like a PCI slot or PCI Express slot. With those ones you need to put a motherboard in. I didn't really have the room. I didn't really want to waste sort of a motherboard to put it in here. So I just got this SAS expander that doesn't need a motherboard. Can use the extra space for more hard drives and that. So for the power supply, I've just rigged it to auto start. Just shorted PS on, or whichever pin number it is. I think it's 7 or 5, whichever the green one is. Just short it to ground, and your power supply will always turn on. I'll just switch it on at the back. It's a bit noisy. I won't put it on for long. So it's probably heaps noisy now. You can see the SAS expander flashing over there. So it does have activity LEDs on and that, but you can't really see it. It would be right to put like a little bit of clear plexi in the side panel, but I didn't really want to do that. So I got quite a few fans in it just to get the airflow moving. So I got 3 120s at the front. I got a 140 sort of glued in the very, very front. Another 80 on the side, another 80, 2 80s doing these 4 drives, a 120 on sort of the bottom side of the rear, and then 2 more 80s. It's just more so the issue with this case is you get your 2 rows at the top are the hottest. You just can't get the heat out of it fast enough because you've got so many drives stacked on top of each other. I just needed as fast as moving air as possible to try and get it out the back as well. So my drives do stay fairly cool. You just got to make sure you don't sort of cover up the front area of it. Keep some airflow going. So we'll just get a shot on the back and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so this is what the back looks like. Pretty basic really. You just got 2 ports, the same as this cable here, which I showed you before. So this one I've already got in there. It's in the uplink port, so you can send this to another SAS expander, but you can also use this for 4 extra drives. So I just got the cable that turns this end into 4 normal SATA at the other end, and that's what those other 4 drives are running out of. So I managed to get 4 extra drives by doing that. And now this one just plugs in like this. So this cable I got here is about 1.52 meters long, and then the other end, just as you saw, goes in the back of my PC. Then that's pretty much it. You just fire up your LSI storage manager, MegaRAID storage manager, and you just see all the drives come up. It's as simple as that, and then you can just create your arrays. If you're wondering if I don't have this on when my main system's on, when you're booting The LSI BIOS just says it's missing arrays. You just hit any key to continue, and it'll just say that every time until you plug your or I plug this back in, so it's no big deal. It just has a whinge until it finds the drives again. Performance on this I find fine. I can get upwards of 800 megasecond on each array. Haven't really done a test of running everything at once. I probably am limited by this cable, but it is running at SAS 6. This SAS expander can do SAS 6, the cables can do SAS 6, and the RAD card is SAS 6 as well, so it does help with a bit of extra speed there. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this. Just wanted to show you these two systems and all that. So if anyone's got any questions, just leave some comments and I'll help you out.